Imagine this scenario. You just bought a coffee at a popular chain. You take a sip, and suddenly the coffee spills all over you. Whose problem is it? Yours or your shirt's? Actually, it's the insurance company's problem. Why? Because a very similar case in the US this year led a woman to receive $50 million in compensation. How common are cases like this in the US? Can you really sue any company for anything that happens to you and get millions? You might remember the story that went viral in Russian social media about a woman suing McDonald's and receiving a huge payout. But is it really true that in America you can claim millions for any small inconvenience, or even for someone giving you a strange look in a store? That's what we're going to explore in this video. We'll separate fact from stereotype and explain how the American legal system works in cases of personal injury. If something happens to you, can you really get millions in compensation? Let's find out. Music stereotype or reality? This stereotype isn't completely baseless, but it's often exaggerated. One key factor is insurance. Almost everything in the US is insured. Every business, store, or public space has some form of insurance. Even the office building I'm sitting in right now has insurance to cover injuries. So, if something happens to you, you have the right to file a lawsuit for compensation. Literally everything you see in America, in one way or another, is insured, especially when it comes to businesses. Even if you get injured on someone's lawn, their homeowner's insurance may cover your medical costs. From one perspective, this system is fair. If you get hurt, you are protected. But from another, it can be abused. Many newcomers to the US assume you can get millions for any small issue. That's not true. Real compensation requires real injury, evidence, and legal expertise. How the system works, I spoke with Tigran Martinian, founder of Martinian Lawyers in Los Angeles, California. His firm specializes in personal injury cases across California and some other US states. He explained that if you are harmed due to someone else's negligence, you can file a civil lawsuit for medical costs, moral damages, and other expenses. Can you do it yourself? Technically, yes, but your chances are low. Lawyers like Tigran work on a contingency fee basis, meaning they only get paid if they win your case, taking a percentage of the compensation. They handle insurance companies, gather evidence, negotiate, and represent your interests in court. Without them, most individuals would struggle against the insurance company's legal team. Where do the big sums come from? Compensation doesn't come from the government, it comes from the insurance company of the responsible party. Virtually every risk in the US has insurance. General liability for businesses if someone gets hurt on their property. Workers' compensation for employee injuries at work. Car insurance for auto accidents. Malpractice insurance for doctors. Homeowners' liability insurance if guests are injured. Insurance policies have limits. If a lawsuit awards $75,000 but the policy only covers $50,000, the insurance company pays the maximum, and the rest is theoretically collectible from the defendant, but usually the defendant doesn't have that much money. That's why million-dollar payouts are rare and usually cover extremely severe injuries. One recent high-profile case involved Starbucks. A delivery person was burned by hot coffee while receiving it. Media claimed $50 million in compensation. But the reality, the jury awarded this sum due to severe, life-altering injuries, not because coffee spills are inherently worth millions. Another famous case was the McDonald's coffee lawsuit from 20 years ago. The woman received $3 million because the coffee was extremely hot and caused significant burns. This case taught companies to adjust coffee temperatures. But again, the award reflected actual physical injury, not a trivial complaint. Real-life examples, car accidents, people injured in car crashes can receive compensation depending on the severity of injuries. One client hit by a garbage truck while biking received $8 million. Cameras and evidence proved negligence. False. A woman fell on a broken staircase and suffered brain trauma, temporarily regressing in age-like behavior. Compensation reached $4 million after medical treatment and long-term care. Dog bites. If a dog bites someone and the owner has a home with liability insurance, medical expenses and moral damages can be compensated. One case with a dog attack on a man protecting his children led to $300,000 in compensation. How are amounts determined? There is no fixed price list. Awards are based on how the injury affected the person's life. Lawyers present evidence to the jury showing the impact on health, career, daily life, and mental well-being. The jury evaluates the amount and decides what is fair, steps to take if you are injured. Seek medical attention immediately. Contact the police. Document everything: photos, videos, witnesses. Contact a specialized personal injury lawyer. Trying to handle it alone is like trying to perform your own dental surgery. You can, but the results won't match a professional's work. Lawyers know how to negotiate, gather evidence, and maximize compensation. Statistics and reality check. Only about 50% of personal injury claims result in any payment. Median compensation is around $31,000. Million-dollar awards are rare, usually linked to severe life-changing injuries. Most cases settle out of court 95% to save time and costs. Conclusion: the stereotype that Americans get rich suing for trivial things is exaggerated. Most compensation is proportional to real injury and negligence, not small annoyances. If you are truly harmed due to someone else's fault, the US system ensures you have a path to recover costs, but it's not a get-rich-quick system. Remember, always document incidents, seek medical care, and contact a professional lawyer. That way, you protect yourself, your rights, and ensure fair compensation. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts. Which American compensation story surprised you the most?